did we agree on? What did we say we would do about today? Did you guys all set up your food diary? Yes. Everybody has their food diary. Can I see those who have their food diary? Can I see a thumbs up or a yes or something? Something that acknowledges. Yes, thank you, Neil. All right. So we've got Tane, we've got Noyonika. Everybody's got their food diary? Anjali. And yeah, all right. Okay. So now let's look at, I want to compare it with something actually. Do you guys all have your food diary in front of you? Yeah? Okay. So take a look at your food diary, which means that it has yesterday's dinner, today's breakfast, today's lunch, and today's snack, right? And those of you, okay, before I go into that, I want to ask you, how many of you cooked something yesterday or today? I know who did, because I had a bit of a chat with her before you all came in. Noyonika, she cooked last night's dinner and I think this morning's breakfast. And Shreyas, did you cook something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you cooked a meal, huh?
Yeah.
Which one?
Like yesterday's dinner, I made Maggie and bhel puri.
Sorry, you made Maggie what?
I made Maggie and bhel puri for yesterday's dinner.
Okay, and Tane made banana bread. This is so cool. Anybody else did anything? Noyonika, you can also, you guys can also drop it in my chat box because I've got inputs from people saying what they've made. Anybody else made anything? Did you all eat well is the other question.
Yes.
Yes, everybody ate well. Okay. So I want you to do a quick exercise, okay? So take a look at your food diary and on the screen that I am, Noyonika made rice, dal, dosa and puri. Wow. Okay. So, and did all of you have conversations with your parents while making your food diaries?
No.
No?
No.
Come on. I'm very impressed that you did not have conversation with your parents and you still managed to answer the questions required for the food diary. Okay, let's move forward. Right. So I'm going to show you a food diary from a 14-year-old girl in Madanpalli. Madanpalli is a town in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So I want you to open up your food diaries, okay, with your breakfast, lunch, snack, and yesterday's dinner, and just look at it for a minute. Now, this food diary from a 14-year-old in Madanpalli, for her breakfast, she had ragi kanji meaning like ragi porridge, poha. Everybody know what poha is? It's made with flattened rice, yeah, and papaya fruit. Okay, and then for lunch, she had rice, dal with amaranth leaves. In Telugu, it's called totakura, and it's this large green or red leaves which you cook with dal and tomatoes. And then she had peanut bhindi, that is bhindi made with peanuts. And then she had this flaxseed chutney powder, which is a very local thing. And she drank buttermilk for lunch. And for snacks, she had chai and muruku, which was made with rice flour and besan. Besan, of course, you all know, is chickpea flour. Dinner, it was jawari roti and chicken curry. Okay. So now, open up your food diaries. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this table and you are going to tell me. So you can actually annotate this table directly if you want, whoever, and I can, whoever wants to get going on it, you either raise your hand or you unmute yourself and shout, and you can go in and annotate this. I want you to write down the number of varieties of grain that this girl ate, okay? So let me list first. She had ragi for breakfast. She had rice for lunch. She had muruku for snack, which had rice again. For dinner, she had jawari roti. And jawari is also a kind of grain, if in case you didn't know this. So tell me, how many grains did this person eat? So come on, somebody take a shot at it.
4.
4, yes. Okay. Anybody else? Do you think she ate more or less?
4.
Everybody says 4?
4, yeah, 4.
Okay, fine. What about, sorry?
I can't, I'm just trying to annotate, but I can't, but I say 5.
You say 5. Who's that, Noyonika?
No, Prisha.
Prisha, you say 5. What is the fifth one?
If I'm not wrong, it's besan.
Yeah, besan, by the way. Okay, tell me, is besan a grain, guys? Anybody?
No.
No. What is besan?
Not sure. But
Not sure, but what is besan? Besan is chickpea flour, okay? What is chickpea? You know hummus? Everybody know what hummus is?
yeah.
You know Kabuli chana? The round thing that you make hummus from, or let's say chole?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody knows chole. So it is that. And so Prisha, it is actually a pulse.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Yeah, okay.
Great. Okay. So now let's look at, all of you look at your list and tell me how many grains each of you ate. Let's start with Shreyas. Shreyas, how many grains did you eat over the last, from yesterday's dinner to today's snack?
5.
5. Tell me the names.
Rice.
Okay.
Then okay, sorry, I'm 4. I again got confused at basin.
So you had rice, and then what else?
I had rice for yesterday's lunch in morning. Wait, yeah, sorry, that's what I thought that. Yeah, one grain.
Only
rice.
one. You had no wheat or anything like that. No rotis or
It's
anything. Only rice.
5:15.
Okay.
So it's 2
one.
technically because today is also biryani, so rice too.
Okay, so 1 grain rice. Okay. The next person, Tanay, how many? What did you eat? Did you eat rice, wheat? What did you eat?
Rice, wheat. Yeah, rice, wheat.
So 2. Okay, Noyonika.
Is bajra counted?
Yes, bajra is a grain. Superb. Yes.
3.
3. Okay. Gautam.
3.
3. Yeah. What is the 3?
Cereal, tomato
Okay.
rice, and bread.
What is the cereal made of?
Chocos.
Chocos. What is chocos? Is it wheat or corn?
Wheat.
Okay. So you had wheat, and then you had rice,
Yeah.
and then what else?
Bread.
Bread is what? Wheat.
Wheat.
Yeah. So you had two cereals,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Next, Prisha.
Yes, so I had 2 grains.
You had 2 grains. Okay. Neve.
I had 1.
You had 1. Okay. Then Sharang.
I had 1.
You had 1. Then Anjali.
2.
You had 2. Okay. Did I leave anybody out? No. Okay. So do you see the difference? So she had 4 grains, and you guys, the maximum, the diversity that you have in maximum number of grains you had was 3. Okay. Now let's look at pulses and dals. Okay. So tell me, who's going now? Tanay. What are the pulses that the 14-year-old ate?
Dal.
What is dal?
And then
What
yeah,
else?
no, wait.
Besan is a
Besan.
pulse, no?
Yeah,
Okay.
besan.
Yeah. So 2 pulses, no?
2.
2 kinds of
Yeah,
pulses.
2.
Yeah. Okay. Now I want to find out from all of you, did anybody eat more than 2 pulses in this group?
No,
If you ate
not
idli
me.
or dosa, not me, okay. If you ate idli or dosa, then you had urad dal.
Yeah, I had those.
I had two.
You had two.
Yes, I
Shreyas,
ate.
you ate
I
two.
had
Okay.
3 then.
What did you eat?
I had dosa, moong dal, and besan from last 3 days.
Acha, so urad dal, moong dal, and besan. Areva, very good. Anybody else?
Wheat is a grain, right?
Wheat is a grain. Correct.
Is chana?
Chana is a pulse or a dal. Yes. Okay, so are you getting a sense of why we are doing this exercise, by the way? Anybody wanting to jump in and say why we are doing this exercise?
I'm guessing because before the lockdown and after the lockdown, or
Uh-huh.
people eat in various parts of the world.
Uh-huh. But I didn't say anything about the lockdown.
One of those, that's my guess.
Okay. All right. So let me go back to the Madanapalli one and let's look at the vegetables that this person has had. Okay. So they've had amaranth leaves, they've had tomato, they've had bhindi. Then in the poha there was kanda, there was onion. Okay. So and green chili. So that's about 4 to 5 vegetables. Okay, that'll be about 4, maybe 4 vegetables. Now, can any of you tell me, like Manav, I think you had to jump off, huh, Manav?
Yeah,
Your
I got
internet
dropped.
connection fell?
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
dropped. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So Manav, tell me how many vegetables you had yesterday? Yesterday and today, from dinner to today. Yeah.
Four.
4 vegetables. Do you guys know the difference between vegetable and fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does. Okay. Right. Now, anybody had more than 4 vegetables? I can see people counting. Nobody? Okay. If anybody had, you'll have to shout. Okay. So now let's look at the fruit that she had. She probably had papaya. Papaya is the only fruit that she has had. Okay. So that's just one. And in terms of oil seeds, the oil that would have gone for cooking, which would basically be peanut oil. Okay. So that would be one. Plus, she also had this flaxseed chutney powder. Okay. Which is actually an oil seed. It's flaxseed. Does anybody know what flaxseed is? It's something that your moms might be eating.
I think.
I don't know what it is, but my mom eats it. And she makes
Your
me
mom
eat
eats
it.
it.
Water?
You put it in water. Yeah, sometimes you do. Yes, yes.
Is it to make upma?
No, actually flaxseed is got very high amount of vitamin E. So people actually eat it for a certain kind of fat, inclusion of a certain kind of fat in their food. Okay, it's these tiny brown seeds, seed-like things. Okay. Okay, now we're going to come to a big question here about dairy. You remember yesterday we were talking about milk and milk products, and we looked at all the dairy products that you guys like, and for some reason you all forgot ice cream. Okay, so I want you to go back to your diaries and look at what dairy product you had. I'll give you an example here. So buttermilk would be a dairy product. Milk in chai would be a dairy product that this girl had in Madanpalli. Okay. So what dairy product did, and she also has ghee in her food. So that's 3. So do you guys, what dairy products did you guys have? Tanay, what did you eat?
I had milk,
Milk,
then
okay,
butter,
okay,
then cheese. Yeah.
cheese. Okay, so 3, huh? Prisha,
I had 3. Sorry, 3.
3, okay. Anybody else had more than 3?
I had 4.
You had 4, huh? What were the 4?
It was milk, there was ghee, then malai,
Yeah.
and then ice cream.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Anybody else want to jump in? Neve, did you have more than 3, more than 4? Manav?
I had 5.
You had 5, huh? Gautam, what did you have?
Milk, curd,
Ah,
ghee,
ah.
butter, cheese.
Wow, nice.
Ma'am,
Anybody had?
I researched, and actually ice cream, other than Amul, is not made of milk. Yeah.
Correct, correct. Noyonika, yes. Manav is also shaking his head. Is it true, Manav?
Vegetable oil. Yeah, vegetable oil or
Yes,
something.
exactly, exactly. It's called frozen desserts. That's why. Except for Amul, nobody else can call it ice cream. It's not a, yeah, very true. Good point.
For me, it was homemade ice cream.
Oh,
So
for you, Shreyas, it was homemade ice cream. And you made the ice cream.
yeah.
Ah, arre. I think we need to have a cookout at the end of this session, but I don't know how we are going to do that. We'll have to just watch Noyonika and Shreya's cooking, and we will all be slurping away here, wondering what they're eating. Okay. All right. Anybody had meat or fish for dinner or lunch or breakfast? Sharon, you Goa fellow, you didn't have a fish?
I had.
fish.
Oh, you had fish. Okay. What about anybody else in the group?
Me, I had.
You had that. Tanya, you had? Okay.
I had
Now,
Yeah.
who else?
chicken.
Chicken. Okay. So if we look at this girl's diary, she had chicken curry for dinner. So that's just one kind of meat. Okay. So now what I'm going to ask you all to do for today, later on today is I will expect you to take this slide and the previous slide, and I'll ask you to map yours with hers. Okay. So that you can actually do it as part of your homework. But I want to move forward now. And I'm going to sort of say why, do you notice that there is a difference in the way we all eat, right? Even in your group, right? You had some people who ate 3 different kinds of grains, others ate 2, and some people ate only 1. Then there were people who ate 5 different kinds of dairy products. Some people ate fish, some people ate chicken. And also, does anybody know what oil they use at home? Neve, what oil do you use at home?
I don't really know.
Don't know. Manav?
Saffola Gold.
Saffola Gold. Okay.
Yeah.
Saffola Gold. Anybody use anything other than Saffola?
I use
They use that coconut oil.
Oh, you use coconut oil, Tanay. And Shreyas?
Ghee.
Sorry?
Ghee.
Ghee. Acha. Noyonika?
No, Saffola.
Saffola. Anjali, any idea what oil you use at home?
Sesame oil.
Sesame oil. Okay, so we have variety here, guys. We've got sesame, saffola, and you know what saffola is? It's from
Refined oil.
saffla. Actually, it's saffla. Sunflower is different from saffla. Saffla is kind of a oil seed. Okay, that also grows along with sunflower. Okay, so we've got different kinds of oils even in this little group. Okay, so what are we getting from this? There seems to be a lot of variety in what we are eating, but between what the Madanpalli girl was eating and what you guys were eating, I can see one big difference, which is the number of grains, right? She had eaten 4 grains, and except for one person who had 3 grains here, everybody else pretty much ate 1 or 2, which is rice and wheat, right? Except for Noyonika, who had bajra. And if you look at this girl in Madanpalli, she had ragi, she had jowar, she had rice, okay? And she had, let me just go back to her. So you have ragi, rice, and then she ate muruku, which was rice flour, and then jawari roti as well. So you had, actually, she had 3 different kinds of, what do you call it, grain, right? Which is very similar to one person in your group. Okay, so there seems to be a difference in even the kind of grains that we all consume. And pulses and dals also, there seems to be a bit of a difference. Vegetables, again, it's a function of what we get, right? Fruits, oil seeds, and oil seeds, look at the variety that we had today from this group, right? So we all eat really very differently, right? I mean, in the sense that, even though you all live in cities, all of us live in cities, we still seem to eat very differently. And the question that we want to explore is, why is it that we eat so differently? Okay. Now, before we go into why is it that we eat more differently, I want to bring you back to that, that drawing which we did earlier, where we talked about the roots of food, where they went from the field to the fingers. Okay, remember this little arrow diagram that we had done. Okay, so keep this in mind. And I want to move forward to ask you, you all were asked to pick up one food item, correct? That you tried to break down. Yeah, you tried to break down, you spoke to your parents and found out. Now, I want each of you to pick one main ingredient from that list. Now that you know what a grain, what a pulse is, what a vegetable, what an oil is, etc., I want each of you to pick up one item from that list, okay? And put it down on chat so that I can actually see what item you have picked. So each of you quickly will tell me what item you have picked. Okay. So I have Noyonika who picked rice. And then we have Tata salt, Anjali, okay. Shreyas has picked milk. Fruit, Tanay, milk from Neve, okay. And now that each of you have picked this, okay, I need to get the list from others as well. Gautam, you've picked bread, okay. Manav, butter, all right. So Prisha, I don't see what you've picked. And so I noticed that none of you have picked grain or pulse or vegetable or fruit. Interesting. A grain, yes, I think Gautam, you've picked bread. But the grain in bread is what, Gautam? What grain have you picked from in bread?
In bread grain, I'm not sure.
Are you having wheat bread, whole wheat bread, or are you having something else?
I'm guessing it's whole wheat.
Is it brown bread or white bread?
Brown
Okay.
bread.
Brown bread. So then it's wheat, okay?
Yeah.
All right, okay. So now we have everybody having picked one. Somebody, okay, a few of you have picked rice, you've picked a grain. Okay, good. So now I have that list with me. So I want you to just keep this on the side, okay, as we move forward. You will not do the consultation now. We'll come back to it, okay, because I have something else lined up for you.
Yeah,
now, that one item which each of you have picked, rice, bread, butter, milk, fruit, whatever you've picked, do you have any sense of how easy it was to get this item before this lockdown period? Could you get it anytime you want? Yeah, you could all get it anytime you wanted?
Yeah.
No issues?
Yes.
No, not like seasonal fruits.
Oh, not like seasonal fruits. Yes, good point, Tanay. Yeah, yeah.
Miss, can you explain what happened? I'm not understanding because I actually got logged out.
I noticed I invited you in just now. So Prisha, what we were talking about was, did you tell me what item you picked in your from your menu?
No.
You didn't. Okay. So remember I'd asked in yesterday's question that you should pick one item from your food diary. Yeah? That
Yes.
one item. Yeah. Did you pick something? Put it into the chat box so I can see what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And keep it with you because we're going to come back to that. Yeah. I will need you to detail it a little bit for me after a little bit. Okay. So now I'm asking pasta. Okay. But Prisha, in pasta, what is the main grain, do you think?
The wheat.
Yeah, pasta's main thing is wheat, right?
Wheat.
And
Yes.
so keep that in your mind, okay? So it's a grain, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So now the question then is, was it very easy for all of you to get this one item that you picked before lockdown? Like whenever you felt like having milk or bread or butter, you could get it. I know Tanay made a point that if it was seasonal, fruit is seasonal, so you can't get it anytime. Very, very important point. Anybody else had difficulty getting any of the things they wanted? Like
No.
if you wanted chocolate, did you get it very easily? If you wanted fish, or if you wanted chicken, or if you wanted anything else. Neve, that's fine. You can put a fruit you chose. Yeah. Okay. Did you have any difficulty? Did you, do you have a sense that there was some difficulty getting it?
No.
If you asked your parents for anything, you just got it?
Nope.
Oh, Gautam says nope. Okay.
I could if they let me, but
Okay. So basically, you might, I mean, your family may have been able to afford it. They may have been able to get it, but whether you got it, whether it was accessible to you or not is a different question, isn't it?
yeah.
Does everybody have a similar experience or not?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, tell me one thing. In the lockdown period, yeah, and I want you to take 5 minutes. Has anything changed for you around food? Just take 5 minutes to write it down. Think about it. Has anything changed for you around food? Like something you really want, is it not available? Or have you not been able to get it? Or have your parents said, look, it's not available in the market, so I can't make this for you? Or if you are cooking, you suddenly realize this is not available, it's not in the market. And then I will ask Anjali to share her screen so that you can all add. Okay. Anjali, will you share your screen, please? I'll stop share and Anjali can share her screen. Yeah. And so will you, Anjali, then will you be able to put down if there was anything that you wanted post-lockdown, you had some difficulty getting it? Was it not available or was it not accessible? And the rest of you can jump right in and let me know if there was something that was not available or accessible. You wanted it, but you couldn't get it because either your parents refused to give it to you or Maggie. Really? Anjali, that's you, huh?
In some stores, it wasn't available as everyone was buying it in huge
Really?
quantities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, anybody else? Was there anything that was not available? Jump right in. And Sharang, if you have difficulty jumping right in, you can unmute yourself and tell us.
For me, everything is available over here.
Okay, everything was available. Okay. And what was not available
Even
in the lockdown? Huh, sorry?
Even the item I chose, that is rice.
Yeah, was available.
My father is the district Goa.
Oh, really?
So it was easy.
Okay. Nutella. Somebody didn't get Nutella. Oh my God, that's a tragedy of all times. Lemon and ginger was not available. Wow. Somebody said clean air. Who was that? Who said clean air was not available?
Me.
Clean air was not available, is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
pollution is not like that high as it was before.
That is true. Earlier, clean air was not available, but is clean air available now?
Sort of.
Post-lockdown? Yeah? Oh, okay. Okay. Jam was not available, huh?
In Chennai, it is 10.
And jam was not available. Seriously. Wow. Okay. All right. So, Anjali, now you can stop sharing your screen. Okay. And then let's all come back to, and ketchup was not available. Okay. Okay. Let's come out of Anjali's screen and yeah, and then let's see what we are making of this thing. Wow. Okay. So there were a few things that were not available. Huh? I didn't realize. And Maggie not being available must have been a bit of a disaster. given that so many of you, consume Maggie in large doses, isn't it? Okay. So there are three words that I've written over there, right? Which is available, affordable, and accessible, right? Now, Anjali made a point when she said that a lot of people were buying Maggie and therefore it was not available. So that is about availability, right? Not that, and not that it was not affordable, meaning that, if you had the money, you could buy it. But if it's not available, how do you get it, right? Even if you had the money, it's not available at all. It's not available in the market. So how do you get it? So which means it's not accessible to you, right? Which means that it's not available in the market at all. So even if you have the money, it doesn't matter. You can't access it when you want it. And I want to come back to Shreyas's point about clean air, right? So Shreyas, let's look at this availability, affordability, accessibility business as far as clean air is concerned.
Okay.
How do you think it plays out with clean air?
The cars are not working anymore.
Okay, so
factories are closed.
Okay.
So the pollution rates are going down.
Right.
As there are still, plants and trees luckily on our planet.
Okay.
They're producing air normally, and so the air.
So you're saying that after the lockdown, clean air was available.
Yeah.
Okay. Before the lockdown, even if you could afford it, could you get clean air? What if you put yourself into an into an air-conditioned room?
But that's not natural.
Okay. And also, you can afford to be in a room that is not polluted.
Yeah, that's true. But
isn't it? Okay. Yeah.
Like
Okay,
in the cities I live in,
yeah,
even rooms are.
Yeah. Where do you live? Where do you live?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. So now that I've put these three terms on the board, okay, I'm going to unpack a little bit each of these three terms. We're going to try and just understand these three terms. Okay. Now, when something we really want is not available to us, meaning that we can't access it, like we can't get hold of it. Okay. It may be there in the market, like Gautam says, okay, even if he wants something, if his parents say he can't have it, it's not accessible to him. Gautam, what is that thing that you want that your parents may not give it to you?
What I wanted was...
Sorry?
I'm not sure what I wanted. I'll get back to you.
Okay, fine. So Gautam's example was one of accessibility, meaning it's available, it's affordable, they can buy it, but it's not accessible to him. Okay, that's an important point to remember. Okay, so I want to first look at this idea of availability. Sorry, yes, Neil? We can't hear you.
When you were talking about availability and accessibility.
Can you speak a little louder? Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah.
When you were talking about availability and accessibility, is there a difference?
Good question. Anybody wants to jump in and say if there's a difference between available and accessible? We are actually going to look at it now, Neil. Very, very good question. But anybody want to jump in before I start?
Yeah, I can take a guess.
Yes, Gautam, go ahead. Yes.
So availability is when it's there in the market. And get it.
Yeah.
And accessibility is it's there in the market, but it's difficult for you to go get it or for you to get it.
Very interesting. And well put. So Neev, what Gautam is saying is that it's there in the market, but it's difficult for you to get it. Correct? Now, I want to ask Manav. Manav, if something is there in the market and it's difficult for me to get it, what are the reasons why it could be difficult for me?
You may not be able to afford it.
Excellent. Any other reason?
I'm not
Noyonika? Noyonika, do you think? Is there any other, and remember we're talking about lockdown, okay? So is there any other reason why I can't access something?
Yeah.
The stores near you are closed.
Yeah, okay. Do you agree with that, Nayanika?
Yes.
Or maybe, is there another reason?
Transport.
Transport, excellent, yes. So now we have some sense of this availability, affordability, accessibility. So I am going to actually show you a graph now, okay? And we are now coming to, can we all in our heads go to those migrant workers? Do you remember? Migrant workers we talked about? Yeah, okay. That there's this whole population in India which has difficulty getting food, right? So I'm going to show you this graph. And in this graph, there are two things, right? On, you have data that is provided here, which gives you the year from 1951 to 2016. And it's also telling you how much food grain is available per person per year in kilograms. Okay. Also, the food production in million tons. So the red line is about the country's food production in million tons. And the black line is how much of food grain is available to each Indian every year in kilograms. So you, me, the migrant worker, every one of us. This is available, okay? So now, what do you observe in this graph? Prisha, anything specific that you can see in this graph?
Not really.
What is happening to the food? What is happening to the red line?
So it's just
Production has increased.
Yes, Sharon, 1 second. Yeah, Prisha?
It's increasing.
The red line is increasing.
Yeah, it's getting steeper.
Yeah. Now, Sharon, tell me, you had something to say?
Yes, the production is increasing from 1951 to 2016.
Correct. Noyonika, what is happening with the black line?
Even though like the food production is increasing, it's not available to the people as much as the production. Yeah.
Okay, it's not available to people as much. Okay, but remember that the food production is increasing and we have to distribute it across a population, correct? Yes. Tanay, anything you want to talk about the black line?
It's flat itself.
But what does it mean?
It's
When Noyonika made a very important point, she said the red line is increasing, that means food is available, but the availability per person doesn't seem to be increasing like that.
Can I say
yeah.
something?